Hey guys, Michael Scherp here and welcome to this tutorial about the OIO publisher. Today we're gonna look at how to install this on a clean WordPress install. I will be demonstrating this with WordPress 3.8 and the 2013 theme. If you happen to have a different WordPress version, it really doesn't matter. It works the same on all WordPress versions. However, it will depend for the theme a bit where to actually insert your ad zones. But we'll get to that once we get there. Also, as a prerequisite, you really just need to have the plugin and a WordPress installation. Alright, let's get started here. So I have my clean WordPress install here. And my basic goal is above the hello world right here I want to set up an ad zone 728 times 90. It is important that you know exactly what ads you want to place there and not just like any type ad, because you need to enter the format of the ad. Then I'm here in the back end again just to demonstrate very quickly. This is a clean WordPress install. To install the OIO publisher, there are two ways. One is to just go to plugins, then add new, and then afterwards, once this is done, to upload. And in here you choose the file and you find your file. Now you cannot search for it because this is a paid plugin and it's not in the WordPress directory. Or the other way is, the way I'm going to do it right now, is you just basically, I'm here in my localhost base folder. I'm here in the clean install. I go to content, plugin, and in here I have all the plugins. I just copy paste this folder in here, and that way I know it will show up in my plugins and I will activate it. Once it's activated, we have everything from OIO and we can get started. So the first thing you want to do, the absolute first thing, is actually set up an ad zone. And what this is, it will basically set up a blank space for you to put in your ad. So we're going to click on add zone and I'm going to name this something else. I'm going to name this front page after header. That's what we already have here. Then I'm just going to put in a price just for demonstration purpose. You're going to really want to check all those settings a bit more thoroughly once you actually start using it. But as of now, just for this example, we're just going to set this up. And for the columns, I just want this to be 1 by 1. I just want one ad there. I don't really want 4 ads in total. Okay, with that all set, we're going to click on Update Settings. And our ad should be good to go. Now, to implement this in your actual theme, because right now, if we were to refresh, we don't see anything. We haven't really told our theme yet where this is going to go. So what we will need is this PHP output code. And I will take this right now and we're going to modify the 2013 theme. So we're in here again in the base. We're going to go to the 2013 and this is going to be in index.php. Let's open this. Index.php, and I want this right before the main loop and everything. So I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna paste this in like it came. Alright, and I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna go back to my WordPress installation and I click refresh. Nothing happened, so what went wrong? Actually, nothing went wrong. You just need to give it a second and making sure you don't really have caching or anything in there. So now we're here. Now we have this really ugly thing here. And yes, I don't like this. I personally, I mean, to set things up, it's nice that you have something here that you know it works. But later on, you really don't want this on your page. So I want to get rid of it right away. While you set it up, I would actually suggest you keep it on there just to see where it's at and where the ads are at. But later on the production site or anywhere that you really want to use this, you want to change this. And the way to change this is actually here in the PHP code. And what you will have to do is this OIO banner zone function, you have to pass it some parameters. Now I'm a bit lazy and I prepared things here. And essentially what you want to pass it in is this array here. And it's just the way OIO accepts his parameters. We're still gonna do the align center that we had before, but now we pass in a second thing, which is the empty parameter, which is set to 0. And this basically tells you how many empty slots it wants to show, and that's it. You should have this code here to copy paste. Hopefully you see this, and once you do this, you can just refresh and everything's gone. Fantastic. Now the next step would be how to actually set up an ad. Let's just say you want to test it, or somebody sends you an ad or something. I mean, the traditional way is if you were to just go to get started here on this purchase URL, you would click on it, and then here you would do a purchase. Now you can already see this has the OIO publisher theme, which maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but it looks kind of weird. If you send somebody to a payment link and it looks like this, and before your page looked like this, people are going to get suspicious and be like, whoa, hold on, what is going on here? So you want to make sure your site looks somewhat, or I guess your payment for your banner looks somewhat like your site. And to do this, you can go to settings, then up here, general options. We want to go to themes, and we want to change to WordPress, change theme. Now, once we've done this, OIO is trying to get as much of our theme as possible, and now our purchase looks like this. It's still not perfect. You still need to go in here and do a bit of CSS and just give it some spacing and everything. But it looks miles better already, because it is looking like your site. So when you would actually want to test this, I don't suggest you to go here, because what would happen is you would just basically pick your ad, and you would have to fill out lots of information here, like name, email, PayPal, and everything. If you're just setting up something for a friend, or you want to test a new ad, or you just want to display some ad just for yourself, the way you would actually do this is you would go into the ad purchases, you would click on new banner ad, and in here you get the same form, except first of all you have here a new field, which is the ad code, where you can actually put in JavaScript or HTML or whatnot. And secondly, you don't necessarily need to have all the payment information and everything set up. It will work without it. So what I will do is I will just go ahead and set up this sample file. It's the file here. This is the 728 × 90 file. We're just going to open it, and we're going to say this is paid, and that's it. And we're going to update the changes. And once we have done this, we actually need to come back into the OIO manager, click on the banner ads, and our ad should be here if everything worked. It didn't. So it looks like my update changes didn't really go through. Here we go. Alright, I had to click it a bit more. So back in here in our backend, we now see our ad here, and it has a status pending. If we now went to our front page and tried to see our ad, it wouldn't show up because the status is pending. So what we need to do is we need to go back into our backend here and just approve our ad. And yes, we want to approve this. And once it is approved, we can come back into the front end, and here is our ad. So that's the way you can set up an ad by hand. So let me just repeat quickly what we did here. So first of all, we went ahead and installed the plugin. Then secondly, we set up an ad zone, and we used the PHP code in our theme. Then we modified the options to make sure there is no like ugly default ad. And then we went ahead and actually set up an ad for ourselves, and we had to approve it in order for it to show. So this is the entire process, and hopefully this helps you to set up your first ad. And please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Alright guys, take care and speak soon.